Hello everyone, welcome back. This is episode 7 of my Let's Play. We're just going to finish off a few things which were left unfinished from last time, from episode 6. First of all, this is where that gravel was. I cleared it out. There wasn't anything behind it though, unfortunately. So, after that I decided to extend this particular branch a bit further. And it opened up nicely. As you can see, goes off in two different directions and it's a fairly big cave system. The bad news is, you're not actually going to get to see any of it today. Apologies in advance. The reason being is we've got a lot of new updates to discuss, and also this is more of a test video sort of thing, because I'm trying out the lower resolution of Minecraft. Instead of playing at full screen, I'm now playing at the normal Minecraft resolution, whatever that is. The reason being is I want to see if it's any quicker to convert and upload them. Ooh. Do I hear a skeleton? Maybe not. Yeah, I want to see if I can upload and convert and upload them videos a bit quicker, because at the minute the normal ones at full size resolution take me an hour to convert and then an hour to upload, and that's if I don't have any problems. I also found this nice little zombie dungeon. I've made it safe now though, and I didn't get anything out of it worthwhile, but it's a nice little find. I'm not going to complain. I also dug this side of it just to see if there was anything about. Oh, just more of this stuff. I also extended it a little bit further that way. There's not much though. I could show you, but we're a bit pressed for time because I've got a lot to squeeze into 15 minutes. But I just wanted to clear up from the end of episode 6. Today we're going to be talking mostly about sheep. And there's no pun intended there, I am genuinely going to be talking a lot about sheep. Because since the last video, there's been a fair few updates. In fact, there's been so many I couldn't fit them all into a 15-minute session. So we're just going to talk about the ones that will be relevant to my Let's Play. But if you want a full list of the updates, then go and check them out on the Wikipedia. There's a lot to go through. Having said that, that update came in a couple of weeks ago, and not just been on holiday. So maybe we'll get some more updates by the time I get episode 8 out. But hopefully it won't be as long between episode 7 and episode 8 as it was between 6 and 7. My busy schedule is now gone, and if these convert and upload a lot quicker, then I'll be whipping a few out. Maybe 8 to 9 within a week, but I can't make any guarantees on that. So sheep, what's the deal? Well, sheep have had an upgrade. Instead of just the boring white, you may have just spotted one then, as I was coming past. They now come in 4 different flavours, which is sheep-tastic. We now have dark grey sheep, like this one. All the sheep keep the white faces, but they now have different coloured wool. So we've got dark grey sheep, which is that one. Well, it's just grey, but it's actually dark grey, because there's a light grey. As you can see, it's not quite black, but it's getting there. And then we also have light grey and black, as well as the regular white. So we'll go and have a scope about and see if we can find some of the different ones for you, if you haven't already seen them. You'll also notice the leaves are different textures now as well. There's like 3 different types. This is because there's new types of trees. There's now pine trees or fir trees, as well as the regular, and some other types of trees, but I'm not really going to get to show you them without creating new chunks, because this is quite an old map, or an old world save. But you can put them, you can have a look on YouTube for the different examples. But I will venture out actually into a different chunk and generate some new content in the hope of finding some of the new trees and stuff, because they have a new texture now, as well as being, they're still the same type of wood on the inside, but on the outside there's I think there's two two new ones. There's a darker version of this, and then there's a black and white version of this, which is supposed to be like beach or elm or something like that. I'm going to pick this up and I'll show you why in a few minutes. But onwards with the sheep hunt. That one I've already hit. It is. That's white. We're in particular really looking for a black one. Not that the white ones are rubbish or useless. It's just the black look cool. But they serve another purpose to me more than being cool. Which will become apparent if we actually find one. But because I'm recording, they've all gone into hiding. Which is generally how it works. Sheep are like that. They pretend not to be, but they are. I can't believe there's all these white sheep and not one different coloured sheep. They are actually supposedly rare, but if I was to turn this off and stop recording now, 2 or 3 different varieties would spawn. I can almost guarantee it. There's nothing down there. Well, I'll give it a couple more minutes exploring and then we'll have to go off and do other stuff, because I'm sure you don't need to see me running around chasing sheep. You can make your own jokes up there. Not a sheep in sight. Oh well, we'll head back towards the treehouse. Because there is other things to show you. Mainly the dyes, which is the new big update. You know, get different coloured dyes, which I'm sure if anybody that follows Minecraft, you've probably seen on the Minecraft forums, different types of pictures and stuff that people have made now. There's new dyes. And I would imagine there's plenty on YouTube as well. They're not of much interest to me, other than the black dyes and the black sheep for my Tudor house, because obviously black and white is what I'm aiming for, so I wasn't able to do that previously, but now I am. Although the black dye is a bit hard to come by. The black sheep are not usually hard to come by, but they're hiding on purpose. And every time I think I see one, I go and run towards it, and it ends up being a cow. Damn cows. I'm not going in yet. We'll just carry this on to 2 episodes if we have to. I'm hoping soon my YouTube account will get upgraded to the new beta version, and I'll be able to upload videos longer than 15 minutes. Which should be nice. But we've now spent just over 9 minutes looking for a black sheep. We've got 6 minutes left and a lot of well actually more stuff than we can cover. Oh, more stuff than we've got time for. So this could be 15 minutes of me looking for a black sheep. So I'm just warning you in advance, this could turn into a few episodes before we see one. But yeah, the new dyes are kind of fun to get, because you get red and yellow. That's why I picked up that flower earlier. I'll just show you that quickly. You get yellow dyes with the yellow flowers, dandelion yellow, and you get red dyes with the red flowers, which if I find one I'll pick one up. You also kill skeletons and get bones, which you can turn into bone meal. As well as being a white dye, you can also use it to grow a sapling instantly, so no waiting around. I'm not too keen on that. I don't find it useful, but I don't find it's like a game breaker either. But if you're desperately seeking trees for wood, putting a few saplings down and using that would be nice. I can see the appeal. I don't know why these haven't disappeared. I'll actually just show you that really quick actually, as soon as I've got a sapling. So you take your sapling and plant it wherever you were going to plant it, and then you take your bone meal, and voila, instant tree. Instant huge tree actually. So it's kind of useful. It's a quick way of getting a decent amount of wood. The only real advantage I could see is if somebody's doing an underground base, you could take a few saplings and a few bone meal down there, and a block of dirt, or a couple of blocks of dirt, and just go wild. And yeah, as I mentioned, there's red dye from the red flowers. You can now cook cactus up to make green dye, and lime green dye. You can also, there's a new ore. We'll have to dive inside now though, because it's getting dark. Yeah, there's a new ore called lapis lazuli ore, which is blue, and it actually looks exactly the same as redstone, the redstone block, just blue instead of red, obviously. And it's a bit thingy because it's a bit hard to get because it's the same. It comes at the same level as redstone, which, as you know, is fairly deep. And that seems a bit harsh considering its only use at the minute is for dyes. But I don't need blue anyway, so I'm not going after it in particular. There's the red dyes, the rose red. And you can combine them two, the red and the yellow, to make orange. And then, like I say, there's blue, there's green, the blue and the red make purple, the red and the white make pink. There's 14 different colours. And that's the light grey. And this is the black. I'll actually get some black and some white and put a few down so you can see what they're like in this dimly lit area. So there is quite a big contrast between the two. So this is going to look nice when I use it for my Juda house, but getting the black is going to be tricky. Because I can go after sheep, or I can go after the dye, or I can do both. But the dye drops off squid, which is a new mob. A new water mob, which is passive. It doesn't attack you, it just stays there and lets you hit it until you've killed it. And you get an ink sac or two off it, if you're lucky. But the trouble with squids is they tend to sink in deep water. So going to find them isn't exactly easy. Ooh, one little tip for you actually before the video runs out. Especially if you're starting a new world. I'm going to have to speed up here because we've only got about a minute and a half left. But yeah, imagine you've started a new world and you're getting to the end of the day and you haven't managed to find any coal. Well, don't fear. We can now make some. So you make your furnace and you're going to put some wood in here as your fuel. And you're going to pop some logs in the top. And normally there'd be more wood in there, but it's the last piece. And this log ends up being charcoal, which is exactly the same feature as coal, does exactly the same thing, but it comes from wood. So it's now really easy to get torches at the beginning of a game. As you can see, just pop it in there, 4 torches. So that's a pro tip for anybody starting a new Let's Play. I'm not that keen on it myself because I think it makes survivability in the first few nights a bit easy. But yeah, it's a useful addition, I suppose. And the last thing I'm going to touch on, just before the end of the video, I'm going to park here safe. We now have spiders that can climb walls. So this actually makes this bridge very dangerous again. I actually got killed on it just before recording. One climbed up that tree and followed me back and hit me before I could get back to safety. And spider jockeys can climb walls also. So the Survivability factor just went up a bit or down a bit, whichever way you want to look at it. Which makes for an interesting Let's Play and an interesting game. But I'm not that keen on it because it makes my treehouse a little bit more vulnerable than it used to be. And having said that, well, it looks like we've just run out of time, so I will see you in episode 8.